Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where you get real and amazing talks on relationship, love and marriage. Everyone talks about red flags all the time. But in today's episode, let's flip the script. What about the green flags? Those things that scream that your partner is marriage material. Yes, those are the green flags. And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about signs that shows that your partner is not just good. You're not just with someone that is good, but you're with the right person. So let's quickly dive in what we have for today's episode. But of course, before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. Also like and comment on my videos as well. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget to share my videos as well. So what are the green flags in a partner? Things that show that your partner is the right person. Number one, they can communicate honestly, even when it's not easy for them. You know, honesty is easy when things are going well. But if your partner can still be honest with you, even when it is not comfortable for them, that is a green flag. They can be honest with you about their feelings, their mistakes, disagreements, about their past. That is definitely a green flag. That is something you should really look out for in a person. If they have the ability to admit when they are wrong, not making excuses or justifying their actions or shifting blame, that is maturity. So it's not about perfection. It's about knowing how to take responsibility for your actions and being honest with your partner. That is a very nice green flag. When they apologize and change, not just apologize, but apologize and change, that is a green flag. You know, anybody can say, I'm sorry. But someone that is worth marrying shows that they are sorry by changing that behavior that hurts you. Not just saying it in words, but also adjusting their character. For example, maybe your partner is always in the habit of interrupting you when you're talking, constantly interrupts you, and they've also come to realize that you get annoyed, like it's really annoying, that you're not happy with such character. Now, the apology lies in the change, not just in the words of saying I'm sorry. Of course, I'm saying I'm sorry is important, but the main apology lies in changing their character. So now you now notice that they listen more instead of interrupting you all the time. They now consciously listen more. That is growth. That is love in action, and that is maturity. If you can feel emotionally safe with that person, that is a green flag. You don't feel judged for your vulnerability, that is a green flag. You can tell your partner about your fears, your past, your mistakes, anything. And they don't lean away from you. They don't run away from you. They lean in. If you can tell that person deep things about yourself that no one else in the world knows, and they don't hold it against you, they don't judge you for it, that is good and it is precious to find such a thing in a person. If they can respect boundaries, that is a green flag. You know, marriage requires mutual respect. So if they know how to respect your boundaries towards time, space, and your no, and they also have healthy boundaries of their own, that is a green flag. For example, you tell your partner that you need time, you need space, you need time alone. And they don't guilt trip you for it. They understand that you need space. They don't judge you for it. They don't complain about it. That is emotional intelligence. That is a sign that they know how to respect your boundaries. If you laugh a lot in that relationship, then you're with the right person. You know, laughter is more like the greatest bonding tools in a relationship. Yes, it is. If the both of you have the ability to enjoy each other's company and laugh together, crack jokes together, even in tough times, then the both of you have something special really going on. Even after an argument, the both of you are still joking around, laughing together, you know, having fun. It shows that the both of you have the ability to bounce back, you know, after a misunderstanding, and that is really amazing. If they can handle conflict with humility and not ego, that is a green flag. Watch how they argue. Are they trying to win, or are they trying to understand the problem and seek solution? A partner that stays calm, that listens and seeks peace is a keeper. In the midst of a disagreement, a misunderstanding, if they are trying to understand your own side of the story, that is not weakness, it is wisdom. If they are kind to other people around them and not just you, their partner, that is definitely a green flag. Watch how they treat people around them. Their younger siblings, their older siblings, their family members, even the strangers around them, maybe their staff, their friends, maybe the waiter, just watch how they treat people generally. It says a lot about their character, because kindness is not selective, kindness is a lifestyle. So if you want to get to know your partner more, watch how they speak to people, watch how they respect people, watch how they help people. It says a lot about their character. If they have the willingness to grow, especially willingness to grow with you, that is definitely a green flag. Yes, you want someone that is dedicated and committed to becoming better versions of themselves. You want someone that is willing to grow, not just for themselves, but because of your shared future. For example, you see your partner one day, they start reading books about relationship and marriage. And because they want to bring the best versions of themselves into the marriage, that is definitely a willingness to grow. If your values align, that is definitely a green flag. Love is not enough. I talked about it in one of my recent videos. Kindly check out that video. Love is indeed not enough in marriage. So yes, you need your values to align. You need to have shared values towards money, family, children, loyalty, so many things. And I've come to realize that when values align in marriage, conflict reduces. That is why you have conflict-free marriages. Yes, there are marriages without conflict because they have shared values, they have aligned their goals and everything. For example, you guys can agree on how to spend your money. You can agree that you save money before you spend money. You can agree on having children. Yes, you can agree on the number of children you love to have. These are agreements that you need to make even before getting married. They might be little details to you and you feel it doesn't matter. But when your values do not align, when your decisions do not align, it causes a lot of problem. So yes, it's very important that you align your values before getting married. If you're at peace with that person, that is definitely a green flag. They don't spike your anxiety. They don't make you guess how you feel about them. You're calm, you're centered, you're secured about being in a relationship or being married to that person. That is definitely a green flag. For example, they don't make you always try to doubt the trust you have for them. They don't make you try to always search their phone to know if they're talking with someone else. You trust them. They have earned your trust and they are trustworthy. I know that is really rare in so many relationships and marriages in our generation, but it is really valuable. If they bring out the best in you, that is definitely a green flag. In fact, this is one of my best green flags. Bringing out the best in a person. If you don't lose yourself around them, rather you evolve. You become a better version of yourself. You're not intimidated by their presence. You become better every day of that relationship, not by pressure, but by presence. For example, ever since you came into that relationship, you have become a better person in character, in confidence. You now even have more ability to pursue your dreams. That is indeed a love that builds. They show up consistently and not occasionally, that is definitely a green flag. Yes, they know how to show up physically, emotionally, mentally. If they can do this, then that is definitely a very good sign of long-term potential. They remember important dates. They check up on you daily. They're always there for you. They support you. Even when you don't ask them for it. Even when you are not even expecting it, they're always there for you. That is definitely a green flag. If you trust their judgment and not just their feelings, that is definitely a green flag. They know how to make vital decisions about themselves, even when emotional. That is a green flag. If they don't act recklessly, they pause before making decisions. They don't act recklessly out of emotion. That is maturity. If they speak well of you, both in public and in private, that is definitely a green flag. You know, a real partner knows how to uplift you, even in your absence. Yes. So if they can say good things about you, that is true commitment. Yes. For example, you overhear your partner telling someone, bragging about you, saying good things about you. That is not just cute, it is true commitment, because their words reflect their heart and their loyalty. They don't try to, if they don't try to change you or fix you, but accept you for who you are, that is definitely a green flag. They encourage you to grow. They challenge you to grow, but they don't make you feel like you're not good enough. That is a green flag. Because love without acceptance is control. They celebrate you, celebrate your personality, celebrate your achievement, but also calmly and gently try to help you walk through your flaws. That is true love, and that is true acceptance. If they are financially responsible, that is definitely a green flag, very important one. You know, money issues sink marriages very fast. But if they know how to spend, save, avoid impulse spending, know how to talk about money openly, that is a green flag. Even if they are not wealthy, even if they are not rich, they're not even from a rich background, but they know how to live within their means, they are contented, they know how to plan for the future. That is not limitation, that is wisdom. If they honor your spiritual journey, that is a very important green flag. You know, spiritual harmony is a major green flag in marriage. Very important. They are not just okay with your beliefs, but they engage, they support and believe in your convictions with love. Very important. And finally, for today's episode on green flags, if you feel inner peace, God's peace, and not just people's approval, you're good to go. It's not everybody that will approve of your marriage and relationship. It's not everybody that likes you. That is just the truth. And what people say about you, about your partner, someone you want to get married to, is important. But don't just go with that. The peace you feel inside is even much more important. Even if your friends don't approve of the marriage, but you just feel this peace. You're not troubled about the decision of getting married to that person. You're not double-minded. You're just at peace, and you feel God's peace within you. You can still go ahead, even if other people do not approve. It is that peace that you feel that is the green flag. If you saw few or many green flags in what I mentioned today, that is really rare. It is something worth fighting for. So do not give up on your partner. There are green flags, very important. So share this video with someone that needs to hear this today, so that you can give them more hope in their relationship and marriage. That is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Thanks so much for listening, and please do not forget to subscribe. All those that have not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. Also like and comment. I'll be waiting for your opinions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next episode.